Good morning, it's Bruce Ferris with Windermere Real Estate. It's the 30th of September. It's time for This Week in Seattle Real Estate. Let's take a look at the month backwards and take a look at the daily statistics. We look at the properties that come on market in these areas here geographically. Reds are solds, yellows are pendings, and greens are actives. Our stats tracker, which is available to our clients or anybody else at tinyurl BP Statistics Daily. Let's go over here and take a look. These four columns here, the green and then the varying shades of orange and brown and yellow. Newly actives, greens, we had a drop, a low tide. Green equals low tide, red equals high tide. Yesterday had 0 properties come onto market, interestingly. 45 properties in a 3-day and 132. Those are all low numbers, and we will probably see that reflecting through into the pendings in the next week or so. Total at 949, not really a big low number there. All right, pending inspections, we had a surge at 112. Pendings, on the other hand, with 486, also a bit of a surge. And then those properties that went off market in 6 days or less, whether they were pending or pending inspection, 181 of them. That's a pretty good surge at this point. We have had some real high numbers in the past, but that's where we are on this one. But interestingly, this last week we had low numbers for pending, and we had low numbers for the 6 days. Let's go over here and hop over and take a look at some relationships. The total pendings and pendings at this point is 598. We're just perhaps about to crest 600, but I would suspect that these greens over here are going to bring those numbers down quite a bit. Our weekly pending and pending inspection in relationship to actives is at 108%. That usually indicates that we're a little bit more seller friendly. When you've got more properties being taken out of the marketplace than are being put into it, I would expect that we're going to see some sort of surge here. It's coming up here in the following week, but we'll see. And then total pendings and pendings inspections in relationship to total actives is a healthy number at 63. That is basically a light seller's market. We have seen markets down here. Let's see if we can go back and find some. Here we are into the 79, 80 percentile. Here's a 92 percentile. At that point, that's a heavy seller's market, and that's when we're seeing a lot of multiple offers being written here. So that's basically it. In terms of the MLS, they do a similar review of their own. If I take a look at theirs, the numbers pretty much show the same thing. New listings at 132. Pendings at a 193. Those are not dissimilar from the ones we saw previous. One of the ones I really like to look at on the MLS Watch is how many contingent offers are being accepted. So these are offers of how many properties are being gone into contract that are saying this is contingent upon the sale of another property. We've only got 3 here. We've got 3 here. We've got 1 here. We've got 3 here. I kind of touch on that because when I see those numbers going up, then I start seeing it indicating a more buyer-friendly market. This indicates that sellers are simply not willing to do that. So that is where that's found. If I look at Stats Tracker currently, I'm looking for median price per square foot. Seattle overall, we had a crest at 451 bucks per square foot. That came up from, let's go, April of 2018 at 431. So got roughly another 20 bucks per square foot. And then that has declined back down to 436. So we had a real crest taking place there. We see that also in the median sales price here. If I look at the black line, which is Seattle overall, we see that January 2018 was 715, and then it crested up to 758, call it 760 to round it. And then we had a drop in December of 2018, back at crest a little bit at May and June, and now we're back at about $690,000. If I compare that to the 715 we were in 2018, you kind of get a sense of what's happened to the Seattle marketplace. It's just, with the technology the way it is, with the speed of the market and information, we are now in a situation where the real estate market in Seattle more resembles the stock market than it resembles an actual real estate market of old days. Let's take a look at the green one. That's Seattle Central North Ballard View Ridge, and that's, I think, where we see probably the most accurate set of numbers in terms of properties that people really want to get into. And their crest back then in April 2018 at 852. Then they dropped all the way down to 725, brought it back up to 786, and now they're holding steady right around 740. Let's go take a look at where the properties are coming off market within 6 days or less. It's kind of giving you an overview of the whole area. Seattle's at 336. Tacoma's pretty strong still at 200, almost 250, and Olympia continues to be pretty strong down there at 163. If I zoom in now on Seattle, it's going to break it down. So in the 150 to 200 range in this area up here, and 97, almost 100 if I go in even closer. We're going to break it down 78 up to 83, but that's including portions of Queen Anne. 26 up here, 56 there. Now it's going faster. We'll just, or closer, and we'll just take a look at the actual concentrations. Ballard, typically higher population, higher density, and therefore we have a higher set of those numbers. A little bit lighter up here in the northeast sector. Magnolia and Queen Anne have a healthy representation of those properties that are 6 days or less. Capitol Hill along the Madison Street corridor there, the Golden Triangle, not so much down in Madison Park, understandably. And here we are north Mount Baker, got a good concentration there. Beacon Hill's pretty dry, a little bit here. And down into the Rainier Valley, looking at south Hillman City, etc. Rainier Beach, hardly at all. And if we go up over to West Seattle, your typical smattering of them in the North Admiral District, and then it cools down here and a handful. But when we get down into Rocks Hill, more affordable properties, 619, 499. Woo, there's one in a million. We start seeing a little bit more. So that's it. This is the 30th of September. I had to look there pretty quickly, and that is it for me at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Bruce Ferris here. Give us a call if you have any questions. 206-730-3285. And remember, your stats tracker is available to you at tinyurl.com/BP Statistics Daily. You can take a look at all of this as well anytime you would like. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.